Hello, this is Matthew Bono, the instructor for Methods in Music for Guitar, and today's lesson will be on page 59, where we would be working on 3-string chords using strings 1 through 3, and we're going to be doing a certain grouping, which another word for it would be inversion. This would be referred to as first inversion, and I'll be discussing that at a later time. But on strings 1 through 3, we're going to work on the major chords that would be found in the key of G major, which would be G and C and D. And our first couple exercises will just be 2 measures long that we'll be repeating over and over. And we'll be referring to the tablature that's listed below to find the location of the notes. Now I'm going to read the frets for you, and they would go like this. The G chord would go from top string to second to third string. It would go 3, 3, 4, and then we would take the same shape and go to 8, 8, 9, and 10, 10, 11. I'll read it one more time. That'll be 3, 3, 4, 8, 8, 9 for the C chord, and 10, 10, 11 for the D chord. Its timing will be a whole note for the first chord, which will be 4 counts, a half note for 2 counts, and another half note for 2 counts. Now on the fingering for these chords, and I'll demonstrate both of them for you. If your fingers are strong, hand is strong enough to press down more than one string at a time with one finger, a fingering for like 3, 3, 4, the first fingering could be point finger, pressing down on strings 1 and 2 together, with the middle finger or the second finger extending over to the third string. As far as how that would look, the sliding of the hand when you would play would go something like this. It would go G chord, and then up to C, which is 8, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11. And that's one set of fingering that could be used to play these chords on strings 1 through 3. If you would prefer a different type of fingering, where you don't have to press down more than one string with only one finger, the other type of fingering would be middle finger on first string, okay, point finger on the second string, and the ring finger would reach across to the third string. So that way it takes some of the pressure off of one finger trying to press down more than one string. It would produce the same notes, but its look or its feel with your hand on the guitar would look like this. It would go 3, 3, 4, 8, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, or G chord. There's another way that's written on the page. C chord, D chord, and G chord. I'm going to play this a couple times for demonstration, and I will show each fingering, whether it's the bar or the middle point ring on the guitar. So that way you could see the image sliding up and back down the guitar, okay? And then we'll practice at doing it together, okay? Alright, so here's the first one using the bar across the first and second string with the point finger and the middle finger reaching across the third string. Okay, just follow this for a moment, okay? 1, 2, ready, follow. 1, 2, C chord on 8, 9, D on 10, 11, back to G on fret 3, C starts on 8, D starts on 10, G's back on 3, C's on 8, and D's on 10. And that would be with the bar. Now I'll do it with the alternate fingering. 1, 2, C on 8, D on 10, G back on 3, C on 8, and D on 10, G on 3, C on 8, and D on 10, and G on 3. So that's just showing that there's 2 possible fingerings. This time, I'd like to have you join me in with me playing this exercise. And I'm only going to do it a few times with the 3-string fingering. I would like to continue with you using the fingerings on page 59, the very first 2 measures at the top of the page, left side, while I play standard chords. because we'll hear how G chord, where it's done in a standard position or in a string 1 through 3 position, blend together. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to show you two different fingerings while we play along, and then I'm going to switch to the basic chords while you continue. Okay? Alright, here comes G chord, 3, 3, 4. Remember, it could be either bar middle or middle, point, and ring. Okay? I'm going to start with the bar and I'll switch to the other fingering after a couple times. Here it comes, page 59, first two measures. 1, 2, G chord, go. C on fret 8, D on 10, G on 3, C on 8, D on 10, G on 3, C on 8, D on 10, G on 3, 2, C on 8, D on 10, G on 3, C on 8, D on 10, G on 3, C on 8, D on 10, G on 3, C on 8, D on 10, G on 3, 2, C on 8, D on 10, G on 3. And that's how a string 1 through 3 chord could blend with a standard chord under the same name of G, C, or D. The very next two measures, we're going to start with the same chord of G chord being on tab numbers 3, 3, and 4, going from first down to second to third string. So it's 3, 3, 4. And this time we're going to jump way up to D, which is 10, 10, 11. We're going to go down a little for C to 8, 8, 9. And then we'll repeat back to the G chord, pardon me there, for 3, 3, 4. Okay? Just a reminder of the rhythm, the G chord is a whole note. That's the notes with white in the middle with no stick. Those get 4 counts. The half notes that follow, those are the notes with white in the middle with a stick attaching them. Those each will get 2 counts, alright? 59. This time I want you to join in with me. Remember, we're just going to do the last two measures on the first line there. Okay? And I'm going to demonstrate while we play the two different types of fingerings. And then we're going to continue where you choose your fingering that you want to use while I play a standard chord progression behind you or to support you. Okay? Alright, here comes the G chord. 3, 3, 4 for 4 counts, and then we're going up to 10, 11. I'll count you off. 1, 2, G on 3. 2, D on 10. C on 8. G on 3. 2, D on 10. C on 8, G on 3, 2, D on 10, C on 8, G on 3, 2, D on 10, C on 8, keep going, G on 3, D on 10, C on 8, G on 3, D on 10, C on 8, G on 3, on 10, C on 8, G on 3, D on 10, C on 8, G on 3. And that's the last two measures of the first line of page 59. I'd like to show one more set of chords for this lesson that's on the same page of 59, which are called minor chords. This part of the book on page 59 would be referred to as first inversion of minor chords in G major, which their names will be A minor, B minor, and E minor, using strings 1 through 3. I want you to look at the fret numbers really close on this because it's going to require a specific fingering, and I'll read them. Well, wait, I'm sorry. It'll require an easier fingering. But anyways, here's how it reads. 5, 5, 5 for A minor, which means all the same fret. B minor will be 7, 7, 7, and E minor will be all open. Okay? So, as far as the timing of this, the A minor will be a half note, which will get 2 counts. B minor will be a half note in this example, which gets 2 counts. And E minor will be the whole note, which gets 4 counts. Now, with pressing down 3 strings, there's a couple options. Again, there's the so-called bar method, which will involve one finger, all across 3 strings. I prefer to use my point finger. If you need to move from bars quickly, you could either slide up for B minor with the same finger, or you could use another long finger like a ring finger, which if you want to exercise your hand, that would be a good way for exercise, and E minor would be open. Okay? So that will be the fingerings for right now for minor chords, A minor, B minor, E minor, in the first version on strings 1 through 3. So let me demonstrate this for a moment. So the other example of fingering, before I demonstrate, if it's too hard to press down 3 strings at once, you could go in order of first string with the ring finger, second string with the middle finger, and third string with the point finger. You'll need to angle your fingers in order to fit all 3 within the wires that would contain the 5th fret. That would be fret 5 for A minor, fret 7 for B minor, and E minor. And let me demonstrate that again. Fret 5 for A minor, fret 7 for B minor, and E minor. Okay? So that will be our minor chords right now for strings 1 through 3. I'd like you to join in with me this time. Here it comes. I want you to join in with me this time, and I'll count you off. Here comes fret 5. 1, 2, fret 5, begin. 7 for B minor, open for E minor. 1, 2, A minor on 5, B minor on 7, E minor's open. 2, A minor's on 5, B minor's on 7, E minor's open. 2, A minor's on 5, B minor on 7, E minor's open. A minor's on fret 5, go. B minor on 7, E minor's open. A minor on 5, B minor on 7, E minor's open. A minor on 5, B minor on 7, E minor's open. A minor's on 5, B minor's on 7, E minor's open. And that's the sound of a chord progression supporting you playing strings 1 through 3. This example will start off with a whole note on E minor, which is open. And then we're going to jump up to fret 7, which is B minor, for 2 counts. And then we're going to go down for the remaining 2 counts of that measure for A minor and fret 5. And that's how we'll repeat back to the whole note here for E minor. This time I'd like you to join in and play along with me. We'll be playing this short 2-measure pattern about 4 times, I would say. I'll demonstrate both set of fingerings, and then after those 4 times I want you to continue those 2 measures while I play chords down closer with a more standard fingering. Okay? Alright? Here it comes, starting with the E minor that's open. 1, 2, E minor, go. B minor on 7, A minor on 5, E minor's open. B minor on 7, A minor on 5, E minor's open. B minor on 7, A minor on 5, E minor's open. B minor on 7, A minor on 5, E minor's open. B minor on 7, minor on 5, E minor's open. B minor on 7, A minor on 5, E minor is open. B minor on 7, A minor on 5, E minor's open. B minor on 7, A minor on 5, and E minor's open. And that would be the sound of minor chords played on strings 1 through 3. This will be the end of our lesson for today. And I just want to say thank you for your continued study and for your patience with yourself and moving your fingers around and following the lesson here. Keep up the good work and keep practicing.